Welcome to the daily market outlook. We are about to check the chart and see what the market is offering us today. To start it off, we are going to talk about gold or XAU USD. So on XAU USD on the daily time frame, what we can see is that price has been going up high and we are seeing a move down. We have liquidity at this high, so probably we will see this continuation to the highs. So right now where price currently is at this zone where it is consolidating for a bit, but we could see some movement that we could capitalize on. So as you can see, we mitigated the zone with this price action. You've seen this bullish move and we are seeing this move, people selling the price action to the downside, or let me say this low. I believe we could reach this low, but I would like to see some small retracement taking out some highs. Then we see the move to the downside for gold. So at the moment, what we can see is that price has mitigated a zone at this point, and we've seen it move to the highs, trapping some sellers. So two things that could happen at this point: either we get our first reaction, which I talked about, this move taking out some highs, then we see the sell to the lows, or we could see a straight sell from here to the lows. Normally, I will stay away from this price action because there's so much uncertainty right now. But yeah, that's it for gold. We have our next pair, Euro USD. So on Euro USD, starting with the weekly time frame, you can see that we've mitigated this highs at this point, and we saw this sell-off trapping all these people that are buying and respecting these lows at this point. So from there, what do we see? We've seen this long move to the upside, and some people are buying right now currently, and we've entered a consolidation at this point in price action on the daily time frame at the moment. So on the daily time frame, what can we see? I think I'll go to the 4-hour time frame because it is much cleaner over there. So on the 4-hour time frame, what we can see is that after people have bought all the way to the highs, we've seen sell-off and we've seen range in the price action. So at the moment, we have mitigated this zone, and what we can see is that we've had one breakout structure at this point. We had this mitigation with the zone, and what do we see? It came all the way to this low, mitigating what this point in price action, building liquidity at the side, and we see it go back high. So right now there's liquidity left at this lows, making me want to target this price action, or let me say this demand zone. So right now we would be looking for shorts in Euro USD. I was in one short position from this highs, targeting this lows, but I took it out once we reached this lows around this point because I was in the trade for so long, I think 2 days approximately, and yeah, I'll be looking for another chance to short price action. Right now I can see that we've mitigated the zone somehow, and we've seen this move to the outside mitigation. we have this weird sell-off that's mitigated this loss, and probably price will take out the high. Euro USD, like I said, is also not looking good for stocks at the moment, but with my higher time frame direction, I want it to come low, but there's a chance that it might also go up higher, where this will be an inducement and this could be a continuation to the highs, maybe taking out this high at this point. So that's another thing. That's Euro USD and GBP USD. Wow. Wow. GBP USD is far different from what I see on Euro USD. So with GBP USD, you can see that we have had this move where we've been mitigated to this price action. We are finally broken out of the high, and we have this more liquidity at this side that we've mitigated into, and we've seen this fall in price action, trapping anybody that was buying at this point. We've had this break of structure, we've had this mitigation with this one that has moved to the highs. So I see it as at the break of structure, we've had an inducement, and we are seeing the continuation to the downside on GBP USD. This is the higher time frame. So um, so we can see that we have moved up higher, and we have this as our target. So like I said, I see it as the continuation to the downside, where we've induced people, making them think we want to buy price action, and we are looking for the short move to the slow. So we have to be focused on this area over here. We can see that we've had a break of structure. We want to see an inducement of buyers once again, so that we able to short price to the lows for the daily time frame. So on the 4 hour, focusing on current price action at the moment, you can see that it is mitigated with this zone, and we have seen the sell-off, which has built liquidity at these highs. So price could reach that high, and we've seen this break of structure followed by this mitigation of the zone. And what did we see after the mitigation? We saw a sell-off that trapped buyers and made people think it is time for them to sell. We saw it move to the highs, build liquidity, we saw it come down, and right now it is aiming for these highs as we speak, and ultimately this highs, I believe it would. So I think there will be a trade possible at this point with this internal zone. After we see price mitigate this, we might expect some short moves from there to the highs on GBP USD, and focusing on AED USD, starting off with a weekly time frame. On AED USD, price is somehow tricky. As you can see, all the pairs have a likelihood of going up, even Euro USD. As I said, I want to short. There's still a likelihood of Euro USD going up to these highs, and GBP USD also is going up to the highs. Um, so now on AED USD, we have some highs of interest which have not been taken out on the weekly time frame. On the weekly time frame, you can see this high has not been taken out. This price action mitigated a zone at this point. As you can see, we had a sell-off and we saw it take out the high of the zone. And right now it is respecting this high, which it has not taken out, and is likely to be an area of interest where price could reach again. So what do we see? We see this break of structure at this point, and we've seen this below mitigate this zone over here, very tiny internal zone at this point, and we can expect some long moves after this break of structure, but price currently is not it's not too easy, but it's possible to look for longs to the highs. So I'm still bullish on AUD USD and on most of the pairs where USD is, I think, should I call it the base pair, like in the form of AUD slash USD. Pairs with USD as a kind of base quote or whatever it's called, long on them. So possibly we could see this longs to this highs on AUD USD. My bias can also change as we are building liquidity at these lows and all these lows. So that's also a possibility that price could see a continuation. But I'm still bullish. I see this as an inducement. Let me use real lines. I see this as an inducement of sellers, and we are about to see the continuation to the highs. As you can see, price has mitigated the zone. This is a very wild move to be in if you are looking for longs. But with GBP's bullishness, you could also use it as a form of, so AUD USD, that's it for AUD USD. So USD card, starting off with a weekly USD card. USD card is somewhat bananas right now. As you can see, we had this liquidity, we took out, we've seen the sell off, we've seen this move induced buyers, then we've seen the sell off. Price has mitigated the zone to the left, and we've seen this break of structure. And followed by that, what did we see? We saw the sell off. We saw the sell off that mitigated these lows. But I think it is just an inducement for people to want to sell at these areas, but we'll see a trap then a continuation. But I'm bullish on USD CAD on a higher time frame. I want to see this lows go, but I don't think it is right now for USD CAD. And on USD JPY, USD JPY is kind of hot right now. I'm just waiting for the dunk move on USD JPY. So starting with the weekly, you can see that price has mitigated all-time high zone at this point, and we've had this break of structure, trapping buyers and what's inducing sellers. So this could be the continuation for USD JPY to the highs at this point. So on the daily, as you can see, we are super bullish on the pair. We are just buying. I'm waiting for a dunk trapping a lot of buyers, or you can just be patient and wait for it. But as you can see on USD JPY, something I just realized, there's this zone at this point that we just mitigated, and we've seen this move trapping some buyers. It could be an inducement for the continuation. The way price is super bullish, it could continue to the longs, but I won't put my money on this. Probably just to the highs at this point, but to this highs, not really. If this is an inducement, you could see this, then maybe this. But like I said, very dangerous. So if you hold it to this high, it's okay. So that's it for the daily market outlook. Catch you tomorrow.